Hello, this is Domenico Composto with EasyNomics, and we're going to continue talking about exchange rates. Today, we're going to look at a fixed exchange rate system or a pegged exchange rate system. Thus, it requires the central bank to intervene to maintain a certain value of their currency in the foreign exchange market. And we're going to use the example of the Thai Baht. The code for the Thai Baht in the foreign exchange system is THB. Here we can see the symbol, a B with a line through it. And we're going to look at what happened to that pegged currency um, as a result of the 1997 Asian financial crisis. Thailand had maintained a pegged currency to the US dollar since the 1950s, but had to abandon it in 1997. We're going to see why. All right. Here we have some information about this. This crisis started in Thailand on the 2nd of July with the financial collapse of the Thai baht. After the Thai government was forced to float, so the central bank moved from a fixed exchange rate system to a floating exchange rate system due to its lack of foreign currency or foreign reserves to prop up and maintain the pegged currency. This led to immediate capital flight, investment pulling out of Thailand, and eventually throughout the Southeast Asian region, leading to a pretty deep recession within that region. And it was an incredibly unfortunate event. I particularly remember when this happened. I think I was in junior high school or high school, and I definitely have a memory of when this hit. So here have a little bit more information. May 14th to May 15th, 1997, the Thai baht was hit by massive speculative attacks. There was pressure on the central bank to abandon its fixed exchange rate. They refused, but eventually they would have to. And then when it went into a free float, the currency immediately depreciated. And it had severe impacts. Their foreign debt exploded, and so it caused massive problems throughout Thailand and also throughout the region. This led to a chain reaction of investment being pulled out of different countries within Southeast Asia. Here we have a little bit of information of what the currency was before and after. Here we have June 1997, and the exchange rate was $1 could buy approximately 24.5 Thai baht. And then in July of 1998, a year later, $1 could buy 48 Thai baht. So the Thai baht depreciated to the dollar appreciated to the Thai baht. We can also see that visually within that region, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, all being hit by this crisis in 1997. And we see the green line, Thailand, maintaining that fixed exchange rate. But then when it went from the fixed exchange rate to the free float, we see a dramatic fall in the value of the Thai baht. It went into a free float and the value collapsed. It went to severe depreciation. Depreciation, we know, leads to the cost of imports rising, so that leads to cost push inflation that impacts the average household in Thailand. So there was, it was a pretty severe economic crisis. So let's go ahead and illustrate this. So here we have a fixed exchange rate system. We're measuring on the y-axis US dollars per Thai baht, and we are measuring the quantity of Thai baht to US dollars on the x-axis. We have an upward sloping supply for Thai baht labeled S1 THB Thai baht, and a downward sloping demand for Thai baht D1 THB Thai baht. The equilibrium of S1 equals D1 at point A provides an equilibrium exchange rate at E1 with an equilibrium quantity supplied and demanded at Q1. So again, some background information. Central Bank of Thailand maintained a fixed exchange rate with the US dollar since the 1950s to about 1997. And it was mostly maintained about here. $1 could buy 20 Thai baht. The inverse of that would be 1 Thai baht could buy 5 cents or US dollars. And then in the 1980s, $1 could buy 25 Thai baht, or the inverse being 1 Thai baht could buy 0.04 US dollars. And then with the Asian financial crisis, here we see that when it went into the free float, US dollar appreciated, it gained strength, $1 being able to buy 56 Thai baht, or 1 Thai baht only being able to buy 0.0017, I'm sorry, 0.017, there's an extra zero in there, 0.017 US dollars. So let's imagine that during this period from the 1950s to 1997, the Central Bank of Thailand is going to use their foreign reserves or the accumulation of foreign currencies to manipulate the value of the Thai baht in the foreign exchange rate system. Since Thailand had fixed their currency to the US dollar, that was able to attract investment. Investors weren't too concerned about investing in Thailand because they knew no matter what, they could trade their Thai baht for its equivalent value in US dollars, and they would not have to worry about the fluctuation of the Thai baht in the foreign exchange since it was fixed. So that attracted investment. Thailand also building its tourism industry. Tourism is an export, and so for Americans and Europeans traveling to Thailand, they would spend their dollars, and at that time, Deutschmarks, French francs, British pounds, Spanish pesetas, etc. And those currencies would eventually be held on reserve by the central bank. So we're going to assume that there's many U.S. Americans traveling to Thailand, perhaps in the 1980s, and they're spending the dollars to buy Thai baht, and those dollars ending up in the central bank. And let's assume that the Central Bank of Thailand has about $10 billion US held in reserve. Okay? So as we get close to 1997, there was a real estate boom in Thailand, lots of investment going in, banks lending money for construction, and there was concern whether or not there was enough demand for the excess supply of housing that was being built. And as investors became nervous about the potential of a real estate bust, they start to pull out or demand less Thai baht. So we're going to illustrate that with a fall in the demand for Thai baht as these investors start to be very concerned whether or not the financial system in Thailand would be strong enough to deal with, perhaps defaults on loans to construction companies to build housing that were not going to be filled. There wasn't enough demand due to the excess supply of housing being built in Thailand. So demand for the Thai baht starting to fall. Investors selling their baht to demand dollars. So it falls from D1 to D2. So we can analyze what happens to that fall in demand. We see that there is excess supply. Right? So we see that at Q1 or point A, the quantity supplied of Thai baht is greater than the quantity demanded. That would put downward pressure on the currency, meaning that it should be depreciating in value, falling from E1 to E2. And reaching a new equilibrium at Q3, equilibrium quantity supply and demanded at Q3 or at point C. Okay, that's what the free market was trying to do. It was trying to pull that value down due to investment and investors selling off in the Thai baht and demanding dollars. Okay, then the Central Bank of Thailand intervenes and they use their dollars and they begin to sell off those dollars to demand Thai baht. So perhaps out of the $10 billion of foreign reserves, they use, let's say, 5 billion US dollars. They sell those US dollars into the foreign exchange to demand its equivalent value in terms of Thai baht. So that would push the demand for the currency to shift back out from D2 back to D1, even though initially there's market pressure to shift it inward. All right. So by doing that, the central bank can maintain the peg at E1. So if there's a fall from D1 to D2 and there's downward pressure on the currency, the central bank would immediately intervene, take their foreign reserves, sell off their $5 billion US dollars. They would exchange it for Thai baht, thus demanding Thai baht and shifting D2 back to D1, thus maintaining the peg at E1. Just to emphasize that the peg is being maintained at E1. Okay, all right, the peg's being maintained here. So that's one way to illustrate how a central bank can maintain that peg by using foreign reserves to prop up the currency. Now, when they run out, the problem with a fixed exchange rate is that if there's a lot of downward pressure on the currency, ultimately the central bank will run out of foreign reserves. So perhaps demand for the currency falls again from D1 to D2, and then the Thai central bank has to use another 5 billion. Thus, they've completely run out. Uh, they sell those US dollars, they demand more Thai baht, they prop it back up again, but then that's it. They have no more foreign reserves. So if market forces pushes the demand back, there's nothing that the central bank can do, and then it goes into a free float, which is exactly what we see here. It's the central bank trying to prop up that currency by using the foreign reserves, but then they run out of cash, and it goes into a free float, and then the currency falls, it depreciates to its free market value. Okay. So let's go ahead and analyze this as we would for a paper exam. As can be seen, we have an illustration of a fixed exchange rate system. We're measuring the quantity of Thai baht versus US dollars on the x-axis, and we're measuring the value of Thai baht per US dollars on the y-axis. We have an upward sloping supply curve for Thai baht labeled S1, THB, and two downward sloping demand curves for Thai baht labeled D1 and D2 for THB. Where S1 equals D1, it provides an equilibrium value of the Thai baht versus the US dollar at E1 with the quantity supply and demanded at Q1. And we're going to assume that as a result of investors in Thailand becoming concerned about the financial health of the country, they begin to sell off on the Thai baht to demand dollars. And as a result, the demand for the Thai baht falls from D1 to D2. We're going to hold the exchange rate constant at E1. Thus, the quantity demanded at Q2 or point B is less than the quantity supplied at Q1. That puts downward pressure on the value of the currency from falling from E1 to E2, which should, in the long run, establish an equilibrium at point C, where the quantity supply and quantity demand are equal at Q3. But to prevent that from happening, the Thai Central Bank wants to maintain the peg at E1, so they will have to increase the demand for the currency by selling foreign reserves. Perhaps they have $10 billion of foreign reserves. They sell $5 billion US dollars to demand Thai baht, thus pushing the demand from D2 back to D1, establishing the pegged exchange rate at E1 at a quantity supply and demanded at Q1. In terms of the evaluation, the problem with a fixed exchange rate system is that if there's constant downward pressure on the currency, in this case, then that would put pressure on the central bank to use their foreign reserves, and it could potentially run out of foreign reserves, thus not being able to maintain the fixed exchange rate. And if it's not able to maintain the fixed exchange rate because they have run out of foreign reserves, then it will have to go into a free float, and thus free market forces will push the currency towards the free market value, which in this case is a depreciation of the Thai baht from E1 to E2 with a quantity supply and demanded at Q3. And this is what we see with the historical example of the 1997 Asian financial crisis, with the peg no longer being able to be sustained by the central bank, going into a free float and leading to the collapse of the Thai baht in that economic crisis. And that's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and don't forget to subscribe and to like. Thank you so much.